I'm inside. It's Saturday morning. It's still quiet. Saturday will get mental though. So yeah, so now I'm in. I've got Comics Village on this side, the main stage on that side. Costa Coffee there. That's not that exciting. Going to see a few panels and things today. I don't know what shit I'm going to do today. So find my way around. Basically, got the lay of the land yesterday. Tested to see if my phone would work on this stick thing. Oh, there's that. Look at that. Yeah, no, now I'm going to try and find things and have some fun and see the panels. Lots of panels today that I'm going to try and catch. It's so quiet. Look, it's going to be mental. How quiet it is. I told you it would get busier. I am full of free burger from the DC barbecue outside. Also, it's very sunny all of a sudden. Look at them, they've got all the DC characters and they're making burgers. Had a Batman burger, so shaped like a Batarang. Kaylee had a Wonder Woman burger, shaped like the Wonder Woman logo. And you take a selfie with a sign and you get the hashtag on the Twitter or whatever and you get a free burger, which is pretty cool. I ate it too quickly to show you it because it was delicious and I hadn't eaten anything today, so I was very hungry. Have a Wonder Woman flag. There we are.
Really?
The DC burgers. They'll be launching in Asda, I think they said, which is fun.
They're lovely. Yummy,
yummy.
Hi!
It's me and Kaylee, here we are. Kaylee's fully costumed up now. It's getting a lot of, getting good feedback. Lots of laughs from everyone. So, now she can't see.
No, I can't see a bit.
Make sure she's safe. So I've been trying to figure out why I'm recording these videos. I guess I kind of was doing it randomly at first, but it makes sense for me to give you a tour of MCM Comic Con, London Comic Con. So first of all, it's at the Excel, which is here. Excel London, part of Abu Dhabi National Exhibitors something. The Excel, which is here, it comes up with some big old steps. This is the exhibitors and press entrance, although I don't actually know where the meaning is because it's been a few years since I've actually been in here as anyone other than press. So yeah, so I'll give you a little tour of the inside. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, very early in the morning. Not everything is open yet. I'm super early because I need a coffee and some breakfast. So that's what I'm going to do, because this is the main hall and there's like a pyramid restaurant at the top there. So there's a little restaurant up there, but this is the main hall, which is mostly filled with foodstuffs. And there's a Costa behind me, which I'm going to go to. But there's like a baked potato place over there and a little deli over there, and there's you can get burritos down the way and pizza, and it's just a little food hall with some seating areas and things like that. And that's the main hall, which connects the north side and the south side. When I was first exhibiting here, I think it was just like maybe one half of one side was open, then it was the full side, and now it's both sides. It's huge, you'll see in a second. It takes up practically the entire building, as far as I'm aware. I don't know how much more there is out there, but yeah, no, it's pretty crazy now. I'll explain a little better. So there's a north hall, as you can see there, and a south hall, which are enormous. You'll see in a second. And if you're here early, like I was, you might see that the shutters are closed, as they were when I previously recorded. So you sit down with a mocha and a sandwich because you're a sophisticated hipster, and you wait for them to open. I've been here all weekend, so I'm not in a rush. There's like queues at the shutters. People just sort of rush in, but I'm not going to rush on that. I'm going to enjoy my breakfast. I'm going to start in the North Hall, and you enter the North Hall this year immediately are in Comic Village. So lots of independent writers and artists promoting their independent comics, which is pretty cool. You can see, you find all sorts of little hidden gems here. You can get in on something before. So there's artists selling prints, and there's people selling comics, and you can find all sorts of stuff here. Stephen grabbed a copy of this, the Ether. I might grab my own copy later.
Well, these are the last ones I've got, and they're all sold today, because I've sold 70 this week.
Oh, that's good. I should have got you on camera saying that.
Hello.
Oh look, it's my friend Aaron. He's doing his up to 4 players promotions and things. Oh my god. He also has a Beholder dice bag, which is awesome.
that's the sound I make for them. Oh, hello, I'm Mr. Beholder. No, that's not what they do.
We have who I'm going to irritate for a second in Comics Village, Kit Bus. who draws the official artist for season 1 of Critical Role, which is a show that I talk about probably more than I should on our show, personally.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
You having a good con?
Yeah, pretty good. Just kind of waking up slowly, you know, Sunday, just recovering from Saturday. So yeah, it's been
Yesterday
good.
was manic.
Yeah.
It was crazy in here.
I mean, it usually is, but like, yeah, it's good. See lots of people and saying hi, so yeah, not bad, not bad.
I mean, I've been coming here for several years, mostly as press, and it's just this section's just grown and grown and grown and grown, and it's its own thing. It's huge. You can see it goes down to where the Wakeham sign is. It's two whole layers here, and there's Forbidden Planet just behind me there. They've got their own little slightly separated stand. I find board games. I can always find board games. Wherever I go, I can find board games. We'll go over here now because this is where we first started. So when we were exhibitors and when we were doing the independent film thing, there was a section here called VidFest, which was, I don't know, I think we were fairly early into when it started. But VidFest isn't here, not this year. Instead, they've got the creator space. Essentially the same thing, it's a lot of YouTubers and things. We aren't exhibiting anymore, so we don't do that. Where am I? You can see Tom's got, Jesus Christ, he's already got a queue. It's like 9:15 in the morning and Tom's has got a huge queue. It's crazy. But yeah, this is where the YouTubers and the independent people, filmmakers and things will be. We've also got Summer in the City over here, which we've also been to, but it's not really what we cover. So we haven't been there a huge amount, we've been there a couple of times. More YouTubey people here, hello. Also on this north side next to the Comic Village we have 3 of the stages. So we have the comic stage where they do panels, Shumon comics and things. I haven't actually been in there. We have the centre stage which has a bunch of stuff in it, and then at the far end you can see what there is the creators stage, which I spent quite a lot of time in this weekend, where they have a lot of the YouTubers are doing their panels in there, and creative types and like sort of not like motivation. I'm going to say motivational sort of speeches, but like creative speeches, how to be creative and how to work as a writer and how to things like that. Sort of surviving life as a creative person. There's one later, like a life advice for creatives panel later that I'm probably going to go to because we all need life advice. We all need life advice sometimes. The panels, which I might as well talk about very quickly now. There's at least 4 or 5 going on at any one time, so it's impossible to hit everything. You kind of have to be selective. You have to go. They had an app, which I think is new to this year, but at least I don't remember from last year. But it was really good, a really useful way of organising all of your stuff. You see the map behind me there. Look at that. Look, that's the map. The map of this place. We are. Where the fuck are we? Here, I think. There. I think I'm there in the middle of the back end of Comics Village, and there's those stages I was talking about. We then get into a slight. Normally there's like an artists section. I mean, we've got Comic Village, obviously, but now the artists seem to be a bit spread out amongst the retailers, which is interesting. I haven't really it's been a bit tricky to pinpoint certain people down. I'm not moaning. It's fine. I don't mind wandering about Comic Con. It's great. But so we've got Comics Village and then the new creators space, which is the place VidFest, and then we're into this kind of retail / artists area. Just people selling either collectibles and things and art and whatever else there is. This is like the main section of both hallways. So this is a large portion, you can see there, of the North Hall. There's also a large section of the South Hall. So it's a big sort of shopping mall for geeks essentially. Right? Which is pretty cool. You could spend a lot of money here, and I have spent a lot of money here. In the past, and a little bit this time around as well. I can see more board games, so I'm going to get distracted with that very quickly. Here we have, what the hell is going on? This is, speaking of board games, we have Drinkopoly. I don't know what that is, but it's a good name. It looks like Monopoly, but it's all about drinking. What can possibly go wrong? The people handing out free Coke are not here yet, or maybe they're not coming here at all. They were handing out free Coke. I've had loads of free Coke. I don't normally drink soft drinks, but I've drunk a lot of free Coke. Because like bottle of water's like £2 here. So and fuck that. Look, Terry English. We have armour and shit.
That's pretty cool.
You can actually buy, there's a fair amount of places selling like replica armours and weapons and things like that, because it's kind of, I guess it's, people just like to collect them, but also I guess it's good for cosplay. We also have here in the North Hall is this, the Travelling Cinema, which I'll be coming back later to watch I think the first episode of Cloak and Dagger, Marvel's new show you may have heard about. I'll post a link below. Oh god. Oh god, he's behind me. We're entering dangerous territory now because this is the food court. This is the other place where I could easily spend all my money. Look, you can't smell that, but it is delicious. We also have Pop Asia, which is the pink carpeted area. Oh, the areas are carpeted, by the way. So the green carpet area for Comics Village, you may have noticed, but we've got the pink carpeted area here for Pop Asia. I am not, that's my blind spot really, things like this is anime and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I don't really know much of anything about it. Just not for any particular reason. I've watched a fair few things and I like them. I have nothing against them. I just don't have you don't have time for everything here. You can't do everything. Here's the Pop Asia. Oh, it might be a bit loud, but here's the Pop Asia stage behind me. They'll have panels and things in that. So I'm just coming to this. There's an escape room here, like a bunch. I imagine there's a number of them. I can see them setting them up now. Breakout escape rooms. Look, there they are. If I had the time and a little team, I would give this a try, but unfortunately I do not. I've got to do all sorts of things. That's basically the North Hall. As I say, it's a lot of merchandising things. Oh, I'll come over here because there's a big Thor's hammer, which you'll see behind me in a second. The hammer. I can get a better angle than that. There's the Thor's hammer that people are taking pictures with. 4DX in Cineworld's little section. It's part of their promotions, and then you've got this little toadstool. Extend this a little bit. This little toadstool garden bit. It's quite cool. See, you can see them there. Tables and chairs are made to look like toadstools, and a unicorn and the unicorn rocking horse in the corner there. Not sure what that's all about, but yeah, this is a little relaxation area and a giant shoe. I don't know why there's a giant shoe, but there is a giant pink sparkly high-heeled shoe that you're not allowed to touch. Because why not? Why wouldn't you have one of them? You know, everyone should have one. So I'm back out in the main hall. You can see the food court behind me from the North Hall, and I'm going to go into the South Hall now, which is again equally as enormous. Can't even see all the way to the end there. And the section I've immediately entered at the far end of the South Hall is the video game section. It is the loudest section. I don't know if you can hear me, because there's so much shit going on. Look at that guy. Fucking cool, look at him. Fun times. I have not explored this area very much at all, because it's kind of not particularly my thing, but it is pretty cool. So you can see behind me now, it's like a tournament thing. So there's a whole bunch of systems connected, and a big screen at the back. You can see.
Where are they going next?
Playing. I don't know what they're playing. I don't know what they're playing, but they're battling it out for something. Oh, looks like Mario Kart.
Star Cups, everyone goes to the start.
Try out some games here, as you can see. Get your merch. There's the game store, as in game the shop. Racing. We have in this corner the gamers stage, where they will have all their gaming related panels. Again, I've not really been in this section. This place, okay, it's impossible to cover everything, especially if you're doing press as well. It's just crazy. I've barely explored this section. This section I've basically wandered through twice, and this is one of those 2 times. I'm sure that lady will appreciate being recorded by me. There is a very noisy gaming section of the South Hall, and we're into the South Hall's retail section, much the same as the North Hall. It is just a big marketplace essentially. Again, people are selling custom wares, selling collectibles, selling art, selling their works. But it's just a good space. It's just a fun space to be in, where you can buy just things you can't normally find, especially if you're not from London anyway. You don't have these sort of quirky shops about, and you don't like buying on the internet. It's just a face-to-face place you can find things that you would never normally. I'm not sure why you have Spider-Man with a wolf's head or something. There we are. Thank you. It's all good and random. This is Magic Madhouse, who are games. They're selling board games rather than and card games and role-playing games rather than the video game. Here at Magic Madhouse we have a Monopoly Legend of Zelda. I don't know how that works. There's some very strange versions of Monopoly in the world. In addition to that, they have some gaming tables. I was here the other day, just playing some games. They have a little game. They have the Harry Potter game that you've seen pictures of. They've got a game called Deception, which was quite fun. Pandemic. Some random things. I don't know what that is. It looks like Star Wars Legion in the far corner there. You can see that. Star Wars miniature game. Obviously, yeah, Star Wars is huge here. Even more gaming over here. Look at that. People just starting Pandemic and this war of mine. Blood Rage, which I am not a fan of. I don't like card drafting as a mechanic. It kind of irritates me for some reason. So yeah, I don't really get along with Blood Rage, even though I've only played it once and I won, but it doesn't necessarily. If I can win and not really understand why, it tends to turn me off of a game more than continually losing. So that's a relatively new addition, I think, the board gaming tables particularly. They've got retailers here, but then the board gaming thing's kind of exploded, as I've talked about on the show before. Board games have become a real thing, so they've now got gaming tables here as well. Oh, this is the thing that's here that I don't really recall from last time, is this mystery box thing. I'm going to come across a few of them in a minute. So there's a few people selling these. It's kind of like a loot crate thing. This one is Geek Gear. You can see behind me there, Geek Gear. So these mystery boxes, you can just sort of buy a box which has some random stuff in it that you don't know what it's going to be. It's a mystery box. That's how mystery works. That's what mystery is. It's quiet at the moment, but they are actually teaching. I don't know who that is, but it's a cool costume. They're actually basically teaching lightsaber fighting or sword fighting or whatever stick fighting is essentially here. So they've had lightsaber classes. I'll see if I can capture one a bit later on, a lightsaber class, which is cool and fun and geeky. The noise you can hear is we're coming up on the live stage, which is another. We're slowly running out of stages. We've almost gone through all the stages now. There's a talk. There's a talk going on.
Not long ago, and it was very underwhelming. I thought, oh, this could be
the Meg, mate. Statham versus Shark.
So the live stage you can really see behind me there, it's one of the smaller stage areas, and it's completely open. Hopefully you can hear me over what's being talked about there. It's an open stage. They had Felicia Day there, which was a big mistake. She was crazy popular. I'll show you a picture that I took earlier, which was just their crazy stage. But yeah, it's an open area, it's in the middle of the hall, unlike the other stages. And again, these things change every year. So this layout isn't going to be definitive, but it's pretty much more or less all the sections I'm showing you, you're going to see. But it's going to, elements are going to change. To the left of the live stage this year, we have the photo booth section. So you kind of book in, I guess, or you queue up to have your photo taken with various celebrities at various times, and then you order a print. And depending on who's about at the time, the lineup changes obviously every year depending on what's out. There's some people from Deadpool on at the moment. There's always like a few Doctor Who's and things like that. Opposite that, you have some signing booths. You can see those. Look at that. Those are all just queues to have things signed by various celebrities who are here. I can see Rosario Dawson. I'm assuming there must be quite a lot of people currently signing because there's queues everywhere. It's pretty crazy. We have, of course, this year a Jurassic World segment. There's always some movies promoting their stuff. So we have a Jurassic World. I'll go inside. Although the trailer is playing, so it's a bit loud. So what's the new one called? Fallen Kingdom. Dinosaurs and volcanoes. and they have a little trailer booth there, and we have this little VR bit. That's what this queue out here is for. As you can see there behind me, it's for this VR Jurassic Park thing, which I'm sure is probably slightly terrifying because it's VR. Another piece of the Jurassic Park, another little queue to sit inside the, like a busted out, where is it? Busted out roller ball thing. What the hell are they? I don't know what they're called, but you can sit in one and have your photo taken from Jurassic World. Look at that, that's quite cool. We have on this side Netflix, or Amazon Prime, sorry, promoting Jack Ryan. What they've got here, it's quite an elaborate, it's one of the more elaborate promotions. So they've got, like, I guess some sort of training, testing grounds. They have like a lab there, a woman in a lab there, and you go up and do some sort of aptitude test for the CIA or whatever, Jack Ryan, I don't really know what Jack Ryan is. But then below, they have this little virtual shooting gallery. Again, all as part of Prime Intelligence Agency, so they're the PIA. So yeah, they have a little virtual video game type shooting gallery for all to promote Jack Ryan. It's quite it's a good bit. It's a good promotion. It's tempting me to watch the show. Next to that, we have the Steampunk Emporium, which I'm not an aficionado of steampunk, but it's pretty cool. They've got their own little stage. You can see that behind me here. Little steampunk stage. It's the smallest stage, probably isn't actually, but yeah, it's a little steampunk stage. People talk about all the various things they do. Steampunk R2D2. That's pretty cool. I love the aesthetic of steampunk. I've never got into it for cosplay or whatever purposes. But yeah, I do like it as an aesthetic. I think it's pretty cool. Steampunk TARDIS as well. Look at that. And of course we have a place that sells hats. Because you need hats. Hats are an integral part of any steampunk costume, as I'm sure anyone will tell you. But that brings us to the far end of the North Hall, opposite Comics Village in the South Hall, where there's the cosplay something or other, something about cosplay, like changing rooms, and makeup areas and places you can sort your cosplay out. And immediately next to that we have the main stage. So the main stage, you can see, see if we can have a look in there, is the big stage. I don't think anything's on at the moment. Is there anything on at the moment? There is something on at the moment, but that's the big stage where all the big names are. And that's where people like Letitia Wright and Rosario Dawson and people were doing panels and all the bigger celebrity names, the huge panels. And that's basically the whole shebang, that's the whole tour. The lightsaber classes. Being taught the lightsaber by Obi-Wan Kenobi is what Comic Con is all about. People keep ducking out the way of my camera, not realizing it's in selfie mode. They don't want to appear on camera, but I'm narcissistically recording myself, so they don't have to worry about it. The range of Monopoly games here requires documenting. So that pretty much concludes my tour. I'm back where I started. There's the Costa where I started to have my breakfast. And we have another big Meg display, the Meg. I can't see that very well, I'm not framing that well, am I? What kind of a filmmaker am I? Which I'm sort of vaguely familiar, but it's being promoted quite a lot here. And then they've got the MCM sign that everyone gets their photograph with. MCM logo, which is always here, and it's different every year. And then I'm back into retail. Royal Mail over there, selling stamps. Okay, I assume for collectible purposes. Oh, Build-A-Bear. We've got Build-A-Bear here, so you can build. Let's have a, hang on. They've got some cool ones. They've got some, if you can see them, Stormtrooper bears and a Darth Vader bear in the middle there. Because if you're building a bear at Comic Con, that's obviously what you're going to do. But yeah, no, that concludes my little walking tour. I hope that was good. I won't know until I cut it together because it's took me ages to go around, and I've recorded this in funny little chunks. It's just fun. It's just great. It's just good geeky, the geekiest fun you can possibly have. Let's not film that against a white wall when I've got all this Comic Con goodness that I could show you instead. It's just great. It's just good fun. It's just surrounded by your passions and everything that makes life amazing and creative and awesome. So yeah, so I thoroughly recommend. I can't say enough nice things about Comic Con really. I've been here for the last few years, almost twice a year, at least once a year for the last, probably longer than that, actually, probably like maybe 7 or 8 years. Starting out obviously just coming here for fun, and then became an exhibitor, and now I'm press, which is cool. Get to do all the pressy things, and yeah, no, it's just amazing. Oh, and listen to the podcast, The Deleted Scene. The Deleted Scene. Where the hell is the camera when I'm looking at this? I keep looking at myself. Should look at the camera like that. The Deleted Scene podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes and Twitter and things, and it's on the Flitter Films YouTube channel. Or is it? No, it's not. But it will be when I figure out what's going on there. It will be on there. So yeah, so the Deleted Scene podcast, we'll be talking about this in the next episode, which will go out, and we're reviewing Solo on Podcapers tomorrow, so that will be out probably about the same time as this video. I'm just going to finish the video now. I'm going to get Chewie in, because this is that's impressive. So yeah, that's the actual end of this video. I won't ramble on too long, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.